Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to the Perceptual Shift Show. My name is James Quine, and this is my brother,
Robbie. I am a perceptual shifter, and I love my life-loving sludge, black coffee. James
You're
has
a life lover. I'm a life lover.
I'm a life lover.
All right.
And a life-loving sludge lover, too.
Is that what they call coffee? Sludge?
Well, that's what I call it, because it's black coffee.
Black coffee.
But you are a cinnamon
I'm a hot spice cinnamon
junkie.
tea lover. Yes, I do love my cinnamon
He loves
tea.
it.
Yeah, so let's just take a sip to get started today. If you're watching, get something tasty.
Forgive our slurps.
Yeah.
But they are perceptual shift slurps.
They are, indeed. So, yes, you are here with us at the Perceptual Shift Show, where we talk about shifting into a life-loving state of being and manifesting more abundance. Who doesn't want that?
I'll take a double scoop of that, please.
Exactly. And so at the end of our shows, we talk about loving life. We say that, loving life doesn't mean loving every single thing that happens. And that's sort of important for everybody to know.
I think so, too.
We'll give that announcement at the end. But the bottom line is, why do we want to be life lovers? Why do we even want to love life?
Because it's way more fun.
It's way more fun.
I mean, I'm talking like extremely next level of enjoying the day, regardless of what happens. No one's like stubbing their toe.
No.
That's not realistic.
But if you're in a perpetual state of not loving life,
right,
that sucks.
Oh, it's so Debbie Downer. It's awful.
Have you ever been there?
Yes.
For sure.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I tried that lifestyle. I tried this lifestyle. I prefer this lifestyle.
I was hanging out with a bunch of people at Barnes & Noble years ago, and we were all reading out of some inspirational books and, having some, time getting ourselves into the attitude of gratitude, which I used to do all the time at Barnes & Noble in Lahaina.
Attitude of gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude. And so one of the people that was fairly new, we were talking about loving life, and he said, yeah, but nobody really loves life all the time. Nobody loves life every day.
Right. He was trying to, like your glasses, he was trying to rain on your parade.
Well, no, but he was honestly saying, I don't think it's possible to really love your life every day. And everybody stopped talking for a moment, and they all looked at me. And then one of the women there said, he does.
That's right.
And the guy said,
I can vouch for that.
You love your life every day?
Yes.
And I said, I love my life every day.
There's no coasting.
Yeah. I was, this is kind of an aside, but it backs it up. I had to go to the hospital because I felt some pain in my stomach.
Right.
And it was a very weird pain. And I had told my wife at the time, I was talking to her on the phone, and I said, I was at Starbucks and said, God, I feel a really weird pain in my stomach. And she said, what do you mean weird? And I said, I've never felt this pain before. And she goes, how bad is it? And I go, it's like a 3 or a 4. And she goes, where do you feel it? And I said, I'm not exactly sure. And she said, go over to your office at Dickinson Square. And that little place that was down below, that doctor's office down there? Betsy, right? Betsy Schuster.
Yeah,
and
Dr. Betsy.
She said, go check in with them. And I said, well, I don't know how bad. And she goes, well, I would do that. And I said, actually, it's not a 3 or 4. It's more like a 5 or 6.
It was starting to escalate.
And she's like, so it feels different than it did just a few seconds ago? I said, no, it's like a 7 or an 8. And she goes, get over there, James. So I went over there, and they were closed.
Oh, man.
So I went upstairs to the office, and I'm like, I'm in trouble. It's got to be like a 9. It's got to be like a 10. And she's like, hang on, don't go anywhere. I'm going to call your friend Chris. So he called Chris. Chris wasn't there at the office, but his mom was there.
Right.
His mom came over. By then, I was laying on the floor in my office. Excruciating pain. Like, way beyond level 10.
Wow.
I was white as a ghost.
Wow.
I was perspiring. I'm on the ground breathing. She comes over and she's like, we called the paramedics. We don't know what's going on with you. And she's like, where does it hurt? And I'm like, I think it's over here somewhere. And she was like, you might be having a kidney stone. And I'm like, well, I didn't know anything about kidney stones, but I'm like, I don't know what it is. The firemen came in. suddenly, like, they were checking me, and I said, I have to pee. And they're like, okay, we'll help you up. So they got me to the bathroom. I peed. There were 3 firemen in the bathroom with me. One was holding me up.
Right.
I peed at the urinal,
Right.
and he said, does it feel any better? And I said, yes, it's starting to feel better. He said, okay, let's see what happens when you stop peeing. I stopped peeing. He goes, how's it feel now? I'm like, oh my God, it's even worse. And he goes, you got a kidney stone. Let's get you to the hospital.
I remember.
Got me to the hospital. I'm having my kidney stone. Went through this whole rigmarole. I came back. You took me again, the whole deal. Anyway, long story short, I'm in the hospital. Michael's there. He walks in, another friend of mine, and he says, dude, how you doing? And I was like, in excruciating pain. And I looked at him and I said, I love my life. And he just started laughing.
That's great.
Because honestly, I love my life that day.
That's right.
I love my life
That's
for a million reasons.
Great example.
Yes. Did I love the pain of a kidney stone? If anyone's had it, you know there's no way you can say you love that pain.
Yeah. I've heard it's beyond like it. I remember you were hunched over. I've never seen James like that.
It was devastating.
He's not a huncher kind of guy.
And I'm not a fan of pain either.
Right.
Yeah. Emotional or physical.
Right.
But I love my life.
That's right.
And I
Under all circumstances,
I love my life every day.
24/7.
And my dream here, part of why we're doing this, is I hope every single person on the face of this planet can love your life every single day.
Yeah.
That's a magical world right there.
Right.
But I believe it is possible if we do the work.
It's such a full, rich, rewarding life to live that way, as opposed to with the drama and the self-pity, yawn.
Yes. A big part of why I wrote
can't
this book
stand
is
that
to
crap.
help people perceptually shift so that they can love their life.
Yeah.
Manifesting abundance is not only manifesting money or property or material wealth or acquisitions or relationships.
Yeah, that's one aspect.
That's one aspect of abundance, but it's a very small one in comparison to everything else.
It's one facet of a multifaceted life.
Exactly. The true abundance is loving your life.
Yeah, and I think health is very important
Yes.
too. Like, look how crappy life would be if you had a kidney stone all the time.
Yeah, people say to me, like, you're 63, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, part of it is because I love life so much.
Right.
The more you love life, the more alive you will be and feel.
And you can love your kidneys too.
I love my kidneys.
Yeah, you drink water and
Tons of water every day. That was the one thing that
your
my doctor
cinnamon
said.
helps too.
After the kidney stone was removed, the doctor said, you can eliminate the possibility of having a kidney stone by 99% if you simply drink 64 fluid ounces of water a day. And I was like, 64 fluid
That's a lot.
ounces?
Yeah.
And he said, yes. And so what I discovered for me, and I'm not a doctor and I don't necessarily recommend this to anybody because there'll be a lot of dissenting opinions about this.
Right.
But I fell in love with non-sweetened sparkling water because it just gives me a little bit more.
And that yummy lime water.
Yeah, the lime water, the grapefruit water,
Right.
those different flavored waters. And I can easily drink 6 cans a day.
Right.
Easily. Which is that, I believe that's the more than 64 fluid
Yeah,
ounces.
it probably is.
It's like 72.
Right.
But the bottom line is I treat my body like a temple,
Yeah.
with the exception of I do love sweets. And I get to love my life longer because my body will be alive longer. Let's face it, there is a limited amount of time. We don't know when that's going to end, but I encourage everyone to love life. So I know we got distracted on loving life.
Right.
We got a great show for you today. We're
Yeah.
going to go through the book. We go through a page or a section each time, which is usually a singly, a doubly, or a triply page. Right? 1, 2, or 3 pages. Today's going to be a singly page.
Okay.
It's a good one. It's a goodie.
Yeah,
You know that. We talked about
agree.
it earlier. But before we get into it and we make an announcement, before we do all of that, let's shift our perception. I'm going to do the clouds with the raindrops.
Oh, I love those.
You got your flamies.
Yeah, I'm a flamer today.
And let's
Pretty much
bring
every
you
day.
A little levity, a little music. Let's musically tune your life up.
Okay.
And
Let us get it on.
let us get it on.
Let us bang a gong.
Get it on.
We were listening to that, yeah?
Get it on. Bang a gong. How's that go?
You got it.
Get it on. All right.
Welcome to the Shift Show. Get ready for the mind flow. You're gonna see the world in a brand new way. We'll show you how to love life. Eliminate your strife. You'll manifest all that you desire. Yeah! The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa. Very nice.
You came in a little early on that grind, dude.
Oh,
Caught me off guard.
A little bit, yeah.
But that's okay. I still love my life.
It still felt good, though.
Oh, no, it did feel good.
It feels terrific to start the show with a little music
Yeah.
and some mirth. And
aside from encouraging everyone to love their life, it would be awesome if everybody played guitar and sang.
man, it's so fun. Yeah.
Super fun. Yeah, and
You don't
really
have to
not
be
that hard.
Yeah, you don't have to be like Robert Fripp or some great guitar player. Just
No.
that song's 4 chords.
Yeah, it's simple chord.
Very
When I
simple.
started learning guitar at 50 years old, by the
Yeah.
way, my brother Robbie taught me one chord, the
that's
D
right.
chord.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even strum the guitar. I didn't even know how. It sounded so terrible. He said, don't even worry about
Yeah.
that hand.
Right.
Just get your finger, muscle,
Right.
whatever stuff going.
Yeah, sure.
And, once you know 3, 4 chords, you can probably play like 5,000
Oh
songs.
my God, most songs are so simple.
Yeah.
There's some songs that have literally 2 chords, like
Yeah.
Horse with No Name by America.
Yeah. I have this song that I love that's 2 chords. You've heard me play it before, right? I forget the name of the band. It's not Hootie. It's some.
Oh yeah, dun 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 dun. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. That's a good example. Yeah.
Early in the morning, rising to the street. Light me up that cigarette and I'll slap shoes on my feet. I got to have a reason things went wrong. Got to have a reason why my money's all gone. I got a Dalmatian. I can still get high. I actually can. I can play this guitar like a motherfucking riot. You could do that part though.
Yeah.
That's 2 chords.
It's a good example. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're interested in playing guitar, I highly encourage you to because it is magical.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in loving life, I highly encourage you to do that as well.
Right. Right.
Both of them go hand in hand.
Yeah. Music does, for me, creates a perceptual shift in and of itself.
Hold on, that gets it going right there.
Hello.
Yes, it does. Music creates a perceptual shift.
Yeah.
Speaking of perceptual shifts, if you would like to get the book, which you don't have to, you can just listen to this show and hear what we have to share and say.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to get it and do the work, because it is a workbook, it does have areas to write, you can get it on Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble, lots of places online. It's about, it's about $14.95, $15 or so for the softback book, or you can get the hardcover, or
You can get the Kindle version for just some chicken scratch. Very little money, but pick up a notebook because you're going to be doing some writing. The writing really, I highly recommend it.
you'll need one of these too.
Right. Yeah.
If you want a signed version, you can hit me up on Instagram or TikTok. You can DM me at James M for Michael, Quine, James M. Quine, and DM me, ask me. I will make sure that you get a signed copy, or if you want to give it to somebody, I can do that for you as well. You can also find some life hacks over there, which are very cool. They tie right into
Hold
this
on.
perceptual shift.
Life hacks.
Thank you. And if you like this podcast, you can like, follow, subscribe to get notified when we do the next podcast. Also,
Right.
You want to tell them about the Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday we have a live Zoom meeting, a perceptual shift meeting. It's fantastic. James is there. I am there. We are going through the book kind of slowly, but deeply as a collective. And the shares are fantastic.
Yeah, it's very cool. As a matter of fact,
I love the meeting. I look forward to it every Saturday.
As a matter of fact, we're on page 33 at this time,
Right.
and you can see I don't have writing in my book because we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, exactly.
In our meeting, so we actually do the book with others at the meeting on Saturday, and that's 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time,
Right.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The information for the Zoom link is in this podcast description.
Right.
And again, DM me if you want the password to get in there. So that pretty much takes care of all of our announcements.
Right.
What do you say we get into this page?
Yeah, let's dive on in.
Okay. Let's
With
do it.
reckless abandon.
All right. You can read along with us if you have the book. If not, you can just listen. This page is in the section of the book called Embracing the Shift. The particular chapter is The Power of Shifting, and this particular page is called Triggers That Can Shift Perceptions. Triggers are events or experiences that challenge our existing perceptions and prompt us to see things differently. These can be positive, like an inspiring conversation, or negative, such as a personal setback. What matters is how we respond to the triggers. What we're saying here is it's not so much about what happens in life or conversations or situations or even what happens to our body, but it's how we respond to that that determines whether or not we can love our life
Right.
through this experience, or we're going to get on the pity pot
Right. Yeah.
and get the pity blower.
Yep.
And the hat
Flick off the self-pity,
and the little
please.
rattle.
It's very boring.
And no one will show up. So we'll be all alone.
Yeah, and your lip is quivering.
Yes.
And,
So I want to respond in a positive way, and oftentimes that requires me to pause a little bit.
right.
So here's, I'm going to read a little bit about
That's kind of a
positive-
good idea. Pause when triggered.
pause when triggered. Yeah.
Just give it a little space.
Yeah, when you feel that
Sure.
thing, just hold off.
Right, right. Exactly.
As Dad says, grace the space between
Right.
the impulse and the action.
Yeah, and don't go into fight or flight.
Yes. Positive triggers. These often come in the form of new opportunities, uplifting relationships, or moments of inspiration. For example, hearing a motivational speaker may ignite a shift in how you view your potential. And I also want to talk about some positive triggers that can be a trap. In other words, let's say somebody says to you, hey, I think you're amazing. I'd love you to come work for me and I want to pay you $1 million a day. Could that possibly be a setup?
Too good to be true.
Could that trigger some expectations
Yeah.
and then maybe get a resentment
Sure.
and then get back on that pity pot?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So be careful
That's
of
like
those
a
types
setup
of triggers.
almost. Yeah.
And when we say pause, what we're saying is instead of react, let's respond in a way that sort of keeps us, I don't want to say protected emotionally,
Right.
but aligned with the universe.
Right, right.
I don't
Sure.
know what will happen in the future.
Sure.
You want to pay me $1 million? That sounds cool. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens. We'll go with the flow. And if
Right.
not, I'm cool not getting paid $1
Yeah,
million a
exactly.
day.
Right.
Yeah. Negative triggers, while painful, these can be equally transformative. A job loss, for instance, might lead you to reevaluate your career path and discover a more fulfilling direction. This has happened to me numerous times.
Right.
Where one door closes
Yeah.
and another one opens up.
Right.
The danger for me is if I don't accept that door closing and I don't allow it to close and I'm trying to pry that door that closed open, I can never see the next door that's going to open up because I'm too busy trying to hang on to the past.
Right.
So we gracefully let go of the past.
Sure.
We thank it
Yeah.
for all the experiences, good and difficult, because
Right.
we evolved from those difficult ones.
Right, right.
We let go of it, and now we're open to new opportunities. Right. Recognizing triggers as opportunities rather than obstacles is key to embracing perceptual shifts. And I listened to a Deepak Chopra motivational talk, a meditation where he talks about
Is it your yogitation?
it is my yogitation. I
what I
listen
thought.
to it almost every time.
Right.
Sometimes I change it up, and it's turning obstacles into opportunities. And the mantra is love, compassion, joy, and equanimity.
Right.
And he states that by getting in connection with those four things, we can open up our awareness to see obstacles as opportunities And as such, we can manifest more wonderful things.
Right.
So if you have an obstacle or a difficulty or a struggle in life, do you want to be connected to the struggle, the difficulty, the pain, the suffering, or do you want to see it as an opportunity,
right,
and open the door for more wonderful stuff to come into your life?
Right.
That's what I want to do.
That's awesome.
The question is this: has anyone ever told you something that changed the way you perceived a person, place, or situation in your life? So what we mean by that is, has someone said something to you at some point in your life that gave you that aha moment, that gave you the opportunity to literally do this,
right,
to see the situation or an experience or a person through a new pair of glasses.
Right.
I remember I had one of the guys that I was mentoring say to me when I was complaining about one of the women that I was married to. He asked me, have you ever stepped into her shoes?
Right.
Have you ever had an opportunity to think about what a day in her life might look like? From the time she wakes
in her
up,
pumps.
Yeah. And from the time she wakes up to the time she goes to bed.
Yeah.
Dealing with the kids.
Right.
And the drama.
Sure.
And the school.
Yeah.
And then being a woman.
Right.
Having to sit down and go to the bathroom every time.
Right.
Having premenstrual cramps or having to have a period.
Sure.
Having to deal with putting on makeup. And it took so much longer for her to get ready each day to go out and to feel good about. And you just basically throw some gel in your hair and leave the house without,
Right.
And he took me through the whole scenario.
Yeah.
That had a huge shift on me. Another person had told me when I was complaining about dirty coffee cups in the house.
Right.
How about considering that instead of being so upset about the dirty coffee cups that your wife is not cleaning frequently enough and piling up, how about just cleaning those coffee cups and being grateful that she gave birth to your child?
Yeah.
How about using that as an opportunity to say thank you?
Yeah.
You gave birth to my child. You spent 9 months growing this child and then delivered this child and then breastfed this child.
Right.
And in exchange, my gift to you is to clean your coffee.
Right. That's a pretty good deal, actually.
Yeah. That was what we're talking about. But probably the most profound shift that happened to me in my thinking was, and I've shared this before in some of our prior podcast episodes, was when somebody who was mentoring me about loving myself said to me, "You've been looking in the mirror, James, at my suggestion for the last year and saying, 'I love you' to yourself, correct?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "How's that been going?" And I said, "Pretty good. It's fine. And I'm good at following directions. So I thought I did a good job." And he said, "Hey, I got a question for you. Are you looking directly into your eyes? Are you looking right into your eyes when you say, 'I love you, James'?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Okay, cool. Well, this year, let's look into our eyes." And I thought to myself in the moment, hey, wait a second. I thought this was a 1-year deal here. What the heck is he trying to pull? And I basically confronted him and said, "What do you mean this year?" And he goes, "Oh, I didn't tell you. You're going to be doing this for the rest of your life." That's my suggestion, at least.
Right.
You can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But if you want to learn how to love yourself, I suggest you take it.
Right.
And so that statement right there made me realize something, that if I was going to be looking in the mirror for the rest of my life, saying "I love you" to this person that I see looking back at me, and which meant I had to have a relationship with him, like we have relationships with other people in our lives. How was I going to do that if I didn't really like this person that much?
Right.
Because saying "I love you" and not meaning it because I didn't love everything that this person was doing, I didn't love the way they were behaving in every aspect of their life, was going to be very challenging for me.
Right.
I mean, I want to love people that, exhibit behaviors that I think are loving and kind. People that I like. I didn't really like this person looking back at me,
Right.
to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And so that made me start thinking, like,
That's kind of sad, too.
it is kind of sad. Like, what do I have to do to like this person? Here was the real, like, explosion of thought in my head, is that if I'm in a relationship with another human being and I know that I can't control everything that they do, I can't control, manage, or direct their behavior, their thoughts, what they say to me, how they're
Or their
treating me,
coffee cups.
or their coffee cups. I can't control anything. But this person I'm looking at in the mirror, guess what? I can control everything that he's doing. I have ultimate control over him. I can tell him he's not going to get angry in traffic anymore. He's not going to yell at people anymore. He's not going to treat anybody disrespectfully. He's not going to hang on to resentments.
Right.
He's not going to sit on the pity pot for a
I can
long
tell
time.
him to take a breath.
Exactly. I can tell him to breathe,
Yeah.
relax,
I can tell him to drink more water.
and dance more often
Right.
and sing more often.
That's great.
And not take
And
things
bang
so
more
seriously.
gongs.
Yep. And not take things so seriously.
That's right.
I
Important.
can turn this guy that I'm looking in the mirror at, I can turn him in to the one person I would love to have a relationship
Right.
with more than anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the end of the day, he's the only one that I'll for sure be in a relationship with
It's
the
kind
rest
of
of my
a
life.
primary relationship.
But I was ignoring that for so long.
Right.
I didn't want to be in a
Yeah.
relationship with him.
Right.
So I figured out that in order for me to actually really love James, I'm going to have to change him.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to behave in a way that is attractive to me to have as a friend.
Yeah. It was James 2.0. It was like the new version, uploaded version of James.
Yes, you've heard that about that book, Neil Donald Walsh, Conversations with God. This is going to be
Yes, love it.
Conversations with James.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
And so I began having...
Or with Jamie.
Yes, and with Jamie.
Right.
And I didn't only say I love you to Jamie, I started actually talking to Jamie
Right.
and
That's
James.
great.
Having a conversation with both of them.
Yeah.
And saying to Jamie, oh, check it out. Look at this guy. It's you.
Right.
And I see you. You're me. How cool is this that we are the same individual?
Right, right.
Like I'm a grown-up version of you.
Yeah.
Isn't this cool? Mm-hmm. So I started having communication with James,
Right.
loving him,
Yeah.
encouraging him to be a better man.
And self-caring him.
And that prompted me to dig in even more on this journey
Right.
of perceptual shifting.
That's cool.
And loving life. And as a result, I started manifesting more and more abundance in my life. The kind of abundance that lets me be happy, joyous, and free, launched into the fourth dimension,
Right.
and love my life more and more every single day, no matter what happens outside of me.
That definitely
No matter what
deserves it.
people do, no matter what people say, no matter what's physically happening, that was the big shift that happened to me. That was a big moment just from my mentor saying to me, oh, I didn't tell you, we're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. That one statement,
He threw you a little curveball, didn't he?
it was fabulous. And it was not comfortable in that moment, I can
Right.
tell you that.
But good mentors do that. They throw curveballs.
That's right. So that's my story. Let me read the question again and see
Okay.
if you've got one.
Okay.
All right. Has anyone ever told you something that changed the way you perceived a person, place, or situation in your life?
I have one, but it's a little bit personal. But if you guys can roll with it,
Embarrassing?
yes, potentially.
I hear those from you sometimes.
Well, I want to pick a good example. So I felt triggered when I got invited to my, and probably some people can relate to this, to my junior high school reunion.
Wow. Where was that?
Well, it was all the people from Bancroft
Okay.
had a big party in Hollywood, and
Is that the only junior high you went to? Bancroft.
I went to John Burroughs in 7th
Oh,
grade.
right. Okay.
But so anyway, I had a girlfriend at Bancroft, and this is the girl that organized the whole party. And I didn't realize that my girlfriend was. I'm not really a jealous person, So I found a note that said, she said, in the note, it was written to her, and it said, "I love your triangular fur bunny." So,
it was written by you?
No, it was in a girl's writing to my girlfriend. So
And you discovered that in
I
her...
discovered that, yeah, up into her bedroom when, in the morning we were sleeping and stuff, and I saw this love letter. And
From another woman?
Yeah, from another woman. And I just like, okay, well, she's, fooling around doing her thing. And
How old were you at the time?
14.
Okay.
And then, so for the high school reunion, that girl was there.
And how old were you then at that high school reunion?
Like 28.
Oh, wow. Okay. And had you been talking to her or no? You didn't have a friendship with her?
With who?
The ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? You still?
Yeah,
okay.
we always were friends.
Okay.
Through the years. But, in and out of each other's lives.
Okay.
But it was only friends. We weren't making love or anything like that.
Okay.
And so the other girl, the triangular fur bunny girl, was there. And
So you weren't touching her triangular fur.
so everybody knew except me. So
About that
that they were lovers. I mean, I thought I was okay with her experimenting and stuff like that, if that's what she wants to do.
Okay.
But I mean, it was really like a full-blown thing.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so her sisters and everybody were like, whispering and stuff like, it was just
At the reunion.
Yeah, it was very weird energy for me, and I felt a little bit demasculated.
Where was the reunion? I never heard about this before, guys. So.
It was at someone's house, like over on, kind of near the junior high school.
Okay.
And yeah, so anyway, it was triggering in a weird kind of way. And then she became like a full lesbian at that point, and she was dating this girl that was a speed freak, and things got worse and worse. And then my ex-girlfriend overdosed.
Okay. The one that had invited you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it really turned into like a very dark, sort of sad thing.
Okay, so with regard to this question then, how did it change the way you perceived that person or that part of your life? Like, how did you feel? Obviously, you perceived it differently when you were dating her.
Right.
And then when all that happened, was that moment like a big shift for you in terms of how you saw her? Or the moment when you saw that in the journal or the writing?
No, it just would have been nice to know. I mean, I felt like, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of a trust issue. It wasn't huge, but it was...
Do you think it impacted your trust issues with women after that? You think that it had an effect and made you more cautious in relationships, or maybe, intimacy was a little bit more tenuous because you knew that was possible?
I don't know. I felt a little betrayed.
Well, I mean, technically, there was a relationship going on, or some type of relationship that you didn't know about.
Right.
So that was cheating.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
And so you walked away from that feeling differently.
Yeah, and it was just kind of weird that it was never talked about. It was like the dark secret that,
Did it ever get talked about?
Not really.
Between the two of you?
No.
No. It was sort of verboten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was ancient history, but I still thought she was a great person, We were friends, but...
Yeah. Those are difficult situations because, the blame-shame game, which, by the way, shame goes hand in hand with blame. You can't blame somebody without shaming them. Bringing it up could be a blamey, shamey
It was
moment.
awkward, and especially at the party. She's trying to have a good time with seeing all of her old friends from junior high school.
But it would definitely impact my ability to trust that individual.
Yeah. It was just uncomfortable. It wasn't a huge, heartbreaky thing, but it felt a little bit like I thought we were better friends than that we could talk about stuff. And why is it a secret for 20 years? Just...
I mean, this goes to the matter of fact that we we have these expectations of individuals to be, white as snow, per se,
Right.
and to not make these mistakes.
Yeah.
It's like I heard somebody share, I'm a perfectionist that demands perfection from everyone else, but I'm far from perfect. And we're going to make mistakes. I think you shared in one of the episodes that you hadn't been altogether trustworthy.
I sure did. Yeah. Yeah. That was a two-way street, actually. You're right.
Sometimes those moments are inspirational in the sense that we learn that when somebody else does something like that to us,
right,
and how we feel about that, it then changes how we behave because we are now compassionate about that type of behavior.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you feel that happened?
Yeah, and I think in relationships, it's not good to be a scorekeeper person, It's like everybody screws up, everyone makes mistakes, but love seizes the day at the end,
It does.
It's great to wish others well when a breakup happens, and different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
All that stuff.
All right, everybody. So that's the story of the triangular fur bunny from Robbie. Yeah. Always has to bring something interesting into the conversation. We appreciate that intimate moment.
Right.
We are about out of time on that note. And
that deserves a ding for sure.
Yes. And
sorry.
A little different than my story, but very entertaining. We do have an announcement again. We made it at the beginning of this podcast episode. We'll make it again, but before we do that, we have an outro song for you, right?
That's right.
So, as we always joke around, this song is very different if you've never been here before.
Excuse you.
Oh, we have some
no shades.
Perceptual shifties going on. I'm going to do the stars since you're not doing the stars.
I like it. Yeah,
rock the stars.
Elton John's.
Yes, once again, we are actively perceptually shifting.
That's right.
By seeing life through new lenses.
Several times a day. You don't have to just do one perceptual shift a day. You can.
No, you can do it all the time.
The time.
Even with life loving, when I'm out at a restaurant, I look in a mirror and nobody's in the public restroom. I'm like, "What's up, James? I love you, dude."
That's a perceptual shift.
Yeah, exactly. And you're looking at life through flames.
That's right.
Okay.
Here we go. Now you've heard the Shift Show. I hope you got your mind blown. We'll be back next week with more to say. And if you are a seeker, buy the book, dig deeper. Take what you like and now go out and play. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa,
All right.
Nice.
Nice. You like that little cowboy yeehaw that I did?
I do.
Threw it in there. I thought I'd shake it up, make it a little bit different. All right, everybody.
It's a little Dwight Yoakam moment.
Dwight Yoakam. Who is Dwight Yoakam?
He's a country guy.
Country. All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and talk in a country. No, I'm just kidding. Couple of announcements before we take off here, guys.
Right.
Once again, if you want the book, you can get it on Amazon.com, hardback, softback, or
Kindle version for just a couple of rupees.
That's right. Make sure you get a journal or something to write in. If you do it that way, you can also get it on Barnes & Noble. You can also get signed copy by DMing me and asking for one at Instagram or TikTok. James M for Michael, Quine, James M. Quine. You can also come to our Saturday workshop, Zoom. The information is in the podcast. It's going to be a great meeting. Every Saturday is great. We'll be there live. You're welcome to ask us any questions you want.
That's right. We're doing the book with you guys.
Yep. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
We're one of the gang.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'd love to see you there. If you'd like to join us, follow, subscribe to this show if you want to get notified of the next episode. And remember, loving life is not necessarily loving every single thing that happens to you. There's no way that can happen.
No, that's not real life.
We're going to have some bumps in the road.
Definitely.
And people are going to be assholes sometimes.
They are.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's another thing is if someone cuts me off, I'm not going to lose my serenity over something that small. You know what I mean?
But you know what we can do? If somebody's tailgating us, we can pull over and we can take a nice deep breath.
That's right.
Thank the universe for the presence of mind to let that person pass us
Yeah.
and tailgate someone else.
That's right.
Get back in alignment.
Exactly.
Love our lives regardless of them being a tailgater.
That's right.
And continue on with our day.
Yeah.
So loving life is a practice. It's something we do actively in
It's
our
a
life.
kind of a discipline.
Yes, we are determined to love our life in spite of life's difficulties. And
Yes.
if you want to join us loving life, one of the easiest way to do it is to start saying it out loud.
Right.
Act as if, even if you don't love your life, if you aspire to love your life, say, I love my life.
Let's teach them the mantra.
Yes. Say it out loud, proudly. Yell it out
Loudly.
loudly, proudly, and loudly.
Yeah.
And you can start by doing it with us right now
That's
because
right.
at the end of the episode, we always do it. So
Yep.
here we go. 1, 2, 3.
3.
I love my life! Thank you, everybody. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa.